Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the Eclipse Quantum Clearings and Activations. As I said in the title, I wasn't given a specific theme for today, so we're going to see where we end up. I've already created the sacred container around us. I've opened up the collective fields. One of the first things that I did feel as I was creating this sacred space was like removal of blocks around the pineal gland, the third eye, and a huge activation happening within the pineal gland. So either taking things to like a deeper, more galactic level of insight versus just the earthly. And then for others, to truly start to have that activation happening within them, and all that entails. Seeing a lot of like pink light coming through. It feels like it's coming. Hi, Elif. Coming through from the masculine over into the feminine, and it's moving through. And there's also some heart activation happening. So as that activation is happening, there's blocks. So it feels like blocks to speaking our truth. And since that's coming in from the masculine side, so this energy where our masculine has been silenced, versus the feminine. So there's that energy of being obedient. So obedient to whatever forces, obedient to the government, in past lives, like if you were part of an army, and having to be silent even when things were happening that you didn't agree with. So that silencing of the masculine, which then cut them off from their hearts and, therefore cut them off from the feminine. So there's a reconnection happening, and that communication between the masculine and feminine, and really opening up the masculine to fully connect with the feminine, and almost like seat belting us in for that unity of being together. So I'm also feeling an energy of that there are people, so whether they're any of us, whether it's something that's going to like a potential timeline, or whether it is beings that have crossed over in our, so it's like this energy of feeling lost, feeling scared. So like I feel like the inner child is like, it's panicking and it doesn't know where to go, what to do. Like it's almost like it's not even on a timeline, which is why it could be like either soul fragments, could be entities that have like who have are beings who have passed, people who have passed, who haven't been able to move on, who are now like all of a sudden finding themselves free and wandering and not knowing where to go. So we're going to call Jesus of Nazareth, the cosmic solar Christ energy, the masculine, feminine, to help one, if there's any entities that need to cross over and return to God, to be transmuted, transformed, healed. We ask that those spirits be crossed over now and their energy cleansed from the earth so that they are free to fully move on, to fully heal, and so that their energy can't be harvested anymore. And then anywhere that there is soul fragments that need to be reconnected. Thank you, dear Darani. So there's this, so any of these soul fragments, we're going to again bring in the cosmic solar Christ Sophia to heal those pieces of the soul fragments. And so with that, I feel a healing with the inner child. Definitely this energy of warmth and comfort. And I can't hear names, but I feel like, you know, Jesus is speaking their name into these soul fragments so that they can remember who they are and go back to the people that they belong to. So just if one of those soul fragments is yours, allow that integration, call in the cosmic solar Christ Sophia to help you with that integration and that rebalancing of having this soul fragment return to you. And with that, I feel a balancing of the nervous system, although there's still, on the masculine side, there's still a little bit of a blockage for the nervous system to fully rebalance. And so that's happening around the back of the head. So we're going to see what, tune into that. So there's a device that's placed within the masculine. So within our own masculine, and within the collective masculine. So, you know, those who are men. So like this device that, it's an AI device that they're removing. So it's almost like it hijacked their mind to have more of that hive mindset. So that constant lust for war, instead of being an energy of protection, it's been a lust for war and conquering, because that's what the AI energy, the reptilian NWO stuff is like, you know, it wants that war, it wants the death and destruction that it creates, it wants the fear that it creates. So it has this constant food supply around the world. And, you know, we all know we've been in some kind of war for thousands of years, more so than that. And so like that infiltration that happened that brought that energy onto our planet, you know, hooked in to the masculine, and then through the masculine, start to crush and break the goddess energy, the feminine energy. And so, we see that attack really happening in this day and age of, the attack on the masculine, and then the attack on the feminine. So, those are still happening, and they're much more prevalent, and we're much more aware now of what's happening. So clearing that energy, collapsing out where our masculine hasn't been safe to be its own natural living self, and has been this puppet to these other forces. So again, clearing any other devices, implants, hook-ins, that feeds off of their reptilian brain. And I think, again, that the reptilian brain is even more of that, what was implanted into us. So collapsing out any of that reptilian programming that is in our true Godhead. And so now I'm seeing, and I'm feeling the question of, so internally within our own fields, our own energetic bodies, how does your masculine support you? And then how does your feminine support your masculine? Because they're truly meant to be connected as one spirit, one entity, not entity, one unified field within us. So, having that harmony of action and flow, and like this shared experience, instead of like this separate thing, and this separate, something outside of me needs to provide me with this, or even like I need to take this to get what I need. So, on both sides of our energetic field, like, it's a lot of that taking energy to get its needs met. When all needs are met, when we have that unified spirit within us, again, that inner temple, our inner kingdom, that is that unified field. So we're going to allow an upgrade to that unification within us. And as this unification happens, I feel an energy moving through our wings. And I really feel an expansion of the wing energy. And it's that the energy of the wings, and especially the expanded wings, that it's what holds us up. They have the strength to keep us stable, keep us, like, nothing can push us back, nothing can push us down when we're in that full state. And we have that energy. So allow yourself to really take a moment and expand your wings. Feel that energetic flush of energy move out, down, and around you, allowing yourself to receive that support, that strength to, like, hold your space, hold your ground without having any boundaries ever crossed, because you are force to be reckoned with. You are the authority. And I've talked about that a lot, but like I really feel that with this unification of the masculine and feminine energy. And it's exactly what we need to move through whatever's coming next. Regardless of the eclipse, we know that there's a lot happening energetically, spiritually, collectively, there's a lot happening. So really being able to hold our space, hold our authority, and to allow that support of our masculine and feminine energy together. And again, this may not be for every person, but for some people, it's going to be a portal that opens up around you, almost like as a column of light that comes around you. And it's this activation and this up leveling back into your galactic awareness. So you're going to start to have more memories, more awareness, more like, if you do any kind of spiritual work, like you're going to start to have access to even more galactic information than you've already had. So it's like over the past few years, like there's been this slow up leveling back into that awareness. And so for those who have really been moving into that, there's going to be this huge upgrade that's happening to your system. So anything else we need to know about that? So it's almost like there's a tethering to both the earth and to this galactic energy, so that, and you move through the tethering. So like when you're up in this higher galactic level, you're still connected to the earth and feeding that energy down into the collective. And when you're down on earth, you're still connected to the galactic. And so, the energy from the earth is feeding back into the galactic, so that there is this true communication that will start to open up between those that are still at that level and then ourselves, so that we're understanding more what we need to do, the next levels of healing that are going to come through. I believe that there's going to be some of you who are already doing healing work who are going to start to have new downloads, new codes coming in, new programs, modalities that are going to transform things to that next level. And so for those who are going to receive that information, I feel like through your headspace, through the crown and all of your higher level chakras, this opening to this, to allow more of this energy and this frequency to come through you, to receive the information and the codes and know how to use them. So as they come in through the higher chakras, there's going to be a need to embody that energy, so that you can share it with others. And there's some, it's almost like they're burning out implants and parasites that are around our eyes, our third eye, all of our our gifts, our clear audience, or all of our clears. Um, all of that is, so if you feel any kind of burning or tingling, they're burning out things that are blocking your access to those gifts. And clearing out stuff through the crown chakra. And so you'll also have a slight Kundalini rising energy. So it's as things are being cleared here, the energy can rise more. So it's not like a, not going to be a Kundalini awakening, rising, like wham, take you out kind of thing, but it's more just that slow, gradual, natural progression of the energy, that ability to rise higher in your system. And they're pulling out some devicing around um, solar plexus, low heart kind of area. So again, it's a place where there's been a severing between our lower chakra energy and our higher chakra energy. It almost even feels like a plug, like it's plugging up and stopping the flow. So they're removing that energy. And I see some Lucian miasma like pouring out and releasing. So it's this like the places where we haven't felt safe in a while because of this um, plug in this area, this implant um, in this area. So, you know, it's where we've been holding on um, to fear, to um, not being provided for, cared for. So that more of that fear is draining out of our system, out of the collective fields. And I feel a feeling of ease starting to come into our physical bodies, of like without this fear creating this constriction in the body, like we can breathe and be calm and again allow rebalancing of the nervous system, rebalancing of our breath. Because again, it's really close to our diaphragm, so it's constricting everything here. So I'm seeing like maybe a ancient Persian kind of timeline, and seeing a power struggle for control and authority. Like I see these beings, not these men, fighting for control. It's almost like fighting for it's like a staff with a sphere, and it's like either um, quartz crystal or a diamond sphere at the top of it. And so they're fighting and struggling for that power. Um, so, and again, I don't know that this is like an actual, I think it's more like a represents stuff than like an actual particular um, true memory. But it was like those who had true power. So like the true energy, the true connection to source. They may have used tools like this staff, and whatever other devices or tools. Just like in today's times, like people might use tarot or oracle cards, or they might use pendulum, or they might use crystals, because it connects us to a memory, and it allows us like to hold on to something to move us into the fields and the energy. Um, but we are the energy, we are the power, we are the source. But um, these outside beings didn't understand that. They didn't understand that the source was here. They believed that the source was the staff. And so they were fighting for control of that staff. And because they themselves, once they got it, put so much emphasis on its power, they in turn empowered it. But the true power isn't there. So, it really is about finding your own inner source of power, to remember that you are the connection to God, to Christ, to whatever you want to call it. You are directly connected to it. You can command, you can receive, you can ask, like you can command things into reality. You have the power, you have the ability to command and receive information. And there's truly no other tools. And so those who have been using these false tools are starting to lose that power, like that. Those tools can only be energized for so long. Just like, when we maybe start off on our journey as healers, we may use these tools, and then we start using them less and less, and we learn to rely more on ourselves and our own connection, and our own innate wisdom and intelligence to pull in that information. So it's really about coming back into alignment with that, let go of the tools, and know that the source is you. And so just take a moment to really receive that within you. And where have you been giving your power away to others or to the tools instead of going first within? And how can you bring yourself back into that alignment? Because that's truly what is next. It's coming into that alignment with God and sourcing from our own heart space, our own divine connection to God, Holy Mother, Holy Father, Christ. There truly is no other. And with that knowledge planted within us, we're going to seal up, sealing us into this 12th dimensional Christed energy, and then grounding down. All work done, and so it is, and so it must be. And I step out of the fields, returning energy to everyone and receiving my own energy and essence back. So thank you very much for being here with me today. Again, I'm in the excitement and curiosity of what's to come, between now and Monday and every day after that. So thank you again so much. Thank you to God, to Holy Mother, Holy Father, to the cosmic Christ Sophia, and to all the divine beings of living light who worked with us today. And thank you, God, for bringing this transmission through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. See you tomorrow.